Hey guys, today Dan Auerbach, never in my wildest dreams. Okay, so all the chords and all the notes that I will call in that lesson, it's relative to that capo, which is in the 5th fret. Okay, so we'll start with a small lick. So, index, pinky on the 3rd fret, and open E. And there is a rest, so 1, 2, 3, rest. We have 1, 2, 3 and the rest before the beat. And after we start to play on 1, 1. Okay, so the chord progression here is F, F7, C, back to F7, and C. Let me show you that. So as you can see, we are back on the C the second times. The really cool thing that we can learn from Dan Auerbach here is the alternate bass. So to do that, I mix the chords and the separate notes. So I don't play like that. I really just pick the bass note and it's like a bounce effect. When you hit the bass note, you can imagine that you bounce on that string. So okay, so that's it for the intro. Now let's move on to the verse. So for the verse, it's exactly the same thing. We have the alternate bass. We have a similar chord progression, but we won't have this small lick. And instead of that, we'll add some other variation. I will show you. So as you can see, the chord progression is really similar. We have F, C, F, but at the end we have a G6. So a G6 is like a regular G, but without the high string. So that's a really nice chord. So as I said, because we don't have this small lick, we can add some more variation. So for example, myself, I remove and I add again my middle finger. So first I play the alternate bass like I showed you before. And here, normally I should play that, but because I'm in the verse, so I don't do that. Instead, I add some small variation. So and when I'm on the G6, I just do one strike down. Okay, so now let's do the verse all together. Okay, so now let's move on to the chorus, but before that I will ask you to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for that, guys. Okay, so for the chorus we have a D minor, A minor, back to the C, and the G6 again. So that's really a pop song because we have 1, 4 and 5 in terms of degrees. So 1 the C, 4 the F, and 5 with the G. Okay, so one thing that we can learn here is that when you make songs, it's really important to add some variation. So for example, if you have 2 or 3 choruses, they have to be different from each other. And here, in that song, it's a very good example because every time we have the same chord progression, but we have 3 choruses in that song and they are all different. The first one, we just hit the chords once. The second chorus looks like that. And the third chorus, it's exactly the same as the second chorus, but we repeat twice. So we have, and here we are back here. So you see, it's not crazy variation. It's really something really simple, but it does the trick, you know. Okay, so the strumming for the chorus, you remember when I told you you have to bounce on some strings? It's exactly the same here. On the G6, you can add your index here to add even more variation. So, okay, so I didn't mention that before, but I use a lot my thumb in that song. I don't play any notes with my thumb, but I block some strings. So for example, when I play my D minor here, my thumb block the A string and the E string. Okay guys, so that is for today. It was Dan Auerbach, Never in My Wildest Dreams. Once again, try to, remember all the things that we saw today, because it's really something that you can easily use when you make your own song. So, for example, small licks with your pinky, the alternate bass, and the fact to have the same chord progression but different variation at some point of the songs. So I will see you very soon for a new lesson. As usual, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for watching, and I see you very soon. Cheers.